line out, so maybe it is?
Well, from our point of view, Michelangelo, I mean, I like their fight to continue to try and do the best they possibly could with what we had. And I mean, overall for the game for us, there were some pleasing statistics. You know, to beat Geelong in contested ball down here by 17 or 18 for us is a plus. Our stoppage work was a plus, and even over the day, you know, our inside 50s in 53, 52 or something like that was a plus. Our last quarter to continue to fight with 2 players down, I thought was full of merit. You know, 13 to 5 or 6 scoring shots in the last quarter. You can argue, of course, that Geelong had packed up and gone home, but it was important from our mentality to stay the best we possibly could in the game, and I thought we did that. Our first quarter was really poor for what we'd set ourselves for. Some really basic, elementary mistakes. I'm talking about free kicks, I'm talking about pushing the ball over the line as a defender, I'm talking about punching the ball through the goals as a ruckman, which puts you behind the 8 ball very quickly against this opposition down here. It's something which we didn't need, and we basically spent the whole day trying to recover from the first quarter.
They had a very young team of their own in.
Yeah.
Does it make it harder for you to continue to sell the message to a very young and good group at your disposal when they've got a team that's, I think, statistically it's younger?
Okay.
I know they've got some very high-end mature
as
well.
Yeah. Oh no, I understand your question. My belief in this group doesn't change, doesn't waver. But clearly we need to, we set ourselves to be more competitive for the full game this week. Now, whilst the scoreboard certainly doesn't indicate that, I thought our mentality to stay in the game was a plus for us with the group that we've got. I don't know the statistics of Geelong, so we just need to keep pushing on.
What do you think has done now? Is it just because of the event or because they were playing?
No, I mean, I wish I knew the reason, Michelangelo. I mean, I thought our capacity to pressure the ball was really substandard. It was slow, it was reactive, and then with the errors that I spoke about on top of that, just doesn't enable you to play competitive footy. You know, you're giving easy goals away by not pushing the ball over the line. And as I said, our capacity to pressure the ball all over the ground was really poor. Picked up a little bit as the game wore on, but not to the level that we've seen this year or the level that we want. So apart from our desire to keep trying and stay in the game, and some individual performances like a Callanan, I thought was very good for us. I thought his game was very, very good. I thought Knights showed some good form up in the midfield, so his opportunity. Bernie Vince's game was full of merit, so that's good for Bernie. So, but for us to be any good, we can't. I mean, it's important to recognise individual efforts, but we can't fall back to relying on individuals to go where we want to go.
How were you going to use Callanan? What was your first plan there? Moving forward?
Yeah, ideally we were going to leave him forward as a crumbing type forward where he showed some really good form. But when he was in the midfield, I loved his take of the ball. It was clean. His awareness of players around him. I mean, I think he's going to play a lot of AFL footy. You know, as a 28-year-old, I think it's a good story for those sort of guys. And sets a bit of a scene for anyone else out in other competitions, not to give up hope. Not that, he hasn't made it yet. I mean, it's his first AFL game, but I really enjoyed what I saw.
How frustrating is it getting to see that you're capable of doing very well, also very poorly on the same day?
Well, that is frustrating. I don't think we did very well today, Michelangelo. I mean, apart from our effort, which is important because, I mean, that's been under question, the competitive nature. But I don't think we ever looked like threatening today. Whereas against, for example, the Western Bulldogs, I thought some of our play in the first quarter was of a high quality standard in all areas of the game. So if we need to be really candid with ourselves today, there wasn't much apart from the competitive nature. There wasn't much good stuff today.
So that trademark you spoke to us about on Thursday, was that?
I think it's improved. Yeah, I think it's improved. Just purely by some of the statistics. You don't get those sort of statistics. Plus 17 contested ball against Geelong, inside 50s, plus 10 on stoppages if your competitive attitude's not there. So I thought that was a step forward for us.
Are you any closer to narrowing the gap between your best and worst, or is it just experiences that you're going to?
No, we're not. No, we're not. Our best, I'm happy to say, is very, very good. Our worst is substandard AFL. That's a huge gap. That's a huge gap.
So that's not about talent. Is it about the balance of your lineup? Is it about the way they go about it?
Well, to a certain extent, we're still finding our balance. But that'd be too easy just to blame that, I reckon. I mean, it's no. I don't want to blame the balance of our lineup at the moment. We lost in the end. We lost all our rotations because we lose 2 guys in the second half. But it's we're still finding some balance, as in our ruckman. Do we play McKernan, that type of player up forward to be able to give us some relief forward and do some ruck work and maybe down back? We've got some balance, we've got Luke Thompson still finding his feet as a defender. We've got Andy Otten playing in a key position role in defence. So that's sort of balancing issues, but not enough for me to be able to sit here and say that's what's causing the big swings in form.
Is there an answer to that?
No, we just got to make sure that we build on probably the competitive nature that we saw today, Michael Ainsworth. Because if you keep that, because I think that's one of the things that's been wanting throughout a game.
So it's the first foundation stone for you?
Today it was, I think, but that needs to continue. Next week against Sydney Swans, that mentality needs to continue, and make sure it gets cemented in big time, week after week. Otherwise, we'll have these. We'll have great quarters of footy, then we'll have these unbelievably poor quarters of footy.
Amid that frustration, is your drive still strong there, or are you beginning to get weary from it as well? Just to do the job?
No.
And this sort of wavering of...
No, not at all. No, my drive stronger than ever. Yeah, I mean, we're building a side here. We're building something that's, I believe, is going to be very, very good. It's never going to be easy, guys. So, my spirit, my endeavour, enthusiasm has never been higher.
You comfortable to say building that?
Building, not rebuilding. we obviously need to build this side. Yeah. What I mean by rebuilding, without flogging a dead horse, is that I personally don't believe we have to go. We might finish down the bottom this year, but I personally don't believe we've got to bottom out for 3 or 4 years to get top 10 draft picks for 3 or 4 years to refurbish. So we've got to build this side, no doubt about that. But in terms of having to rebuild and get new talent in, no.
When you say Geelong just puts out a heap of new players and doesn't listen better,
Yeah.
does that strengthen the argument that you do need to keep your group together, particularly with the reserves?
Well, not so much about reserves, but we need to keep our group. You mean because of their reserve side?
Yeah, because they all know their system, they're playing to that system week after week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, without going into too much detail on that, I mean, what you do have access to, if you had that system in place, is that you can coach them all on the one day. Now, whether you can develop a system in that competition, because you may not have access, you've got people coming in to fill positions, so your system can fall down. I think what you're seeing here from Geelong is, some great coaching over a long period of time, and obviously, Chris is continuing on with it. So,
Surely one voice has got to be better than nine.
I don't think it's not an issue for me, as in what's happening at the moment. Could it be, is it the ideal situation in the perfect world? Absolutely. But I can't sit here and say, some of our swings in form are due to a lack of a team in the SANFL.
How do you explain those elementary mistakes, like knocking the ball over the goal line? Is it a concentration issue?
No, that's just it's not. Well, it's not. I'd be disappointed if it's a concentration issue, but it's some really basic sort of defence, is it not? And clearly a lot of it's happening with our younger players there, so that needs to be addressed pretty strongly in terms of basic defence. I expect the ruckman in A4 hit the ball over the line. I expect a defender to rush the ball over in SANFL in that position. So we need to be pretty strong with that.